Hello, hey, hi, social media family. And of many persons among yourselves as are, is, or be, or whatever I have said and I stated for the record. And please do excuse, pardon, forgive me for more than practically as impossibly butchering the English language as we have it, being of the American dialect of some such quality and quantities, being of our own adopted native tongue with all of its grammatical usages, being likewise with a rather expansive, extensive, versatile, and impressive vocabulary. But then, nevertheless, as I think of it with that in my mind's intention to try to backtrack here with reasonable purposes being, in order so that I could go on with the following to continue to try as best that I can or could possibly hope of in the mind's intention to do so. Let's backtrack here to go on with the following so that I can or could possibly complete a form of previous prior line of thought. Yes. Hey, hi there, social media family. Been subscribers and visitors alike, or rather, my bad correction. Even so, and because not any visitors are to be given the same props or respect as any subscribers, at least not until any more were to possibly and or finally subscribe. Salute to begin a New Year's concert returning to the Center's Orchestra Hall for the 30th anniversary of this world-famous New Year's social media family subscribers and visitors who are affiliated or associated with representing my own particular YouTube social media channel and with the chat room or conversation to accompany it. So I'm going to search the same and said question. For instance, how are you all doing? And for that matter, how are any of your loved ones, being of family members or relatives and friends of your many different immediate personal households? Hopefully all's well that ends well with you and yours. And me and mine. And moving right along. Anyway, is today's nice or the present social media broadcast being as is of some sort of video content material is about involving so far as concerning regarding making reference to how this one particular, excuse my language, pardon my French, dickhead prick, yes, so I say that's a big part of devil's advocate, and that's to you, been a prodigal son. And where the worst of two evils is any of those closet devil worshippers who make up most churchgoers or whatever religious denominations. And that is including the prosperity preacher men, televangelists, SOB bastards. Among them who outnumber their religious rival counterparts of females, a woman fleecing the flocks. Making purchases of, as in buying, to simply say, luxurious mansions, expensive chauffeur-driven motor vehicles, automobiles, or cars with other people's or other person's money of their life savings as they drain bank accounts, all the while stealing from the tithe offering trays of their mega churches or supposed so-called religious sanctuaries, being religious cults being led by these Jim Jones wannabes, religious cult leaders who own these mega churches stretching to cover a few city or suburban blocks and seating from hundreds to thousands, and whereas they make a killing, as they pull the wool over the eyes of any parishioners or congregation members and visitors to their mega churches, where and when they would get all of that tax-free money at the expense of others or religious cult members and visitors to the same as said in question and likewise aforementioned. And from there, in addition to, you know, making purchases of or buying luxurious mansions and expensive chauffeur-driven automobiles with other people's money that they would, you know, steal from after hypnotize them with their own many different supposed so-called updated versions of the Jonestown Kool-Aid mix punches that they would administer to them via their eardrums that they would kill with all that, you know, prosperity preaching, religious hype nonsense, uh, watered down gospel messages, man-made verbal traditions, and from there would rob others blind after they were to do just that, like as if they are attempting to squeeze blood out of a turnip, and then from there, in addition to making purchases of or buying luxurious mansions, expensive chauffeur-driven automobiles, and etc., with other people's hard-earned cash money. And in addition to accompanying that, the same the said in question aforementioned West, they would make purchases, as in buy to simply say private helicopters, private planes, private buses, private trains, private yachts, and etc. All the while not putting one dime, nickel, or penny upon the purchases of some such to be bought. Anyway, though, as I think of it with that, my mind since you have backtrack here, the reason for being all this, so that I could complete a form of previous or prior line of thought. And where's this one dickhead prick SOB bastard of a wilderness left fulfilling nigger, who can could possibly compare unto this other wilderness left fulfilling nigger of a neighbor from damn hell who misbehaves like one is attempting to replace the last main neighbor from damn hell of mine, being of a local vicinity area neighborhood community drug pusher and or dope dealer, being of the likes of whom is or was among those criminal riffraff, poop busting pissants, being of the likes of oneself. And where, as I said, who is or was, to put it like that, whereas I'm hearing from one person to the next, where one person is saying that he himself believes that this character has moved of a male person of the same sex, whereas another person is supposedly saying that he himself had gotten popped with a poo-poo coming from a rival drug pusher, as he himself has laid down with his woman about to bust a nut in her, whereas the rival counterpart is standing behind him at that same time, ready to bust a cap in the back of his head, of his skull, after coming off as the likes of a worship party crasher, as an intruder home invader, or whatever the case is in a situation. He himself is not any longer here on the same floor level in the building where he used to stay as a tenant, paying monthly rent, etc. for a used atmosphere, a place better an apartment, a couple few apartment doors down from that of my own. And where he was attempting to make my life a living damn hell. Enough as it was the case of situation while he was here. Yeah, in his own right, from stalking me into the business office of management, was all I'm going in there to do is to try to think to transact business, being in which is to renew my apartment rental lease agreement, and was this jackass of a poop butt pissing punk ass drug pushing dope dealing nigga SOB bastard nigga from damn hell was attempting to flip the script and make it seem like I myself am the predator parasite and he himself otherwise is the victim of prey, to how at one time or another he nearly rode his bicycle or bike to say into my person a couple few times. One of those times he goes into his inner clothing, regardless of whether it was for the cold winter season or hot summer season. And he's saying, wait right there, I got something for you. Whereas from there, I'm pulling out my cell phone. And I'm saying to him from there in response, or by reply, well, let my police friends know that you have something for me. Is what I meant to say. Prince, peace, continue with my mind, compared our Prince Rockets. Confuse my speech. Is that what I meant to say for last minute? No, I have yet to get right with God, but then I think y'all get the general idea of what I'm trying to say. Yeah, regardless. And that is all the same to be said and stay for the record, regardless of my person butchering the English language in America now. Anyway, though, he rolled off just as quick, so I said completely upon my thought. Backpack to do just that. But he himself had pulled that crap to how, and still another time he had his car parked alongside the building. And whereas I'm not really like say a night owl, I never have really been, even when I was drinking the drug, my drug of choice being Mary Jane or marijuana, which I'm in recovery for that as well. And so here it is, whereas I would only think to venture out as for some such emergency reason or purposes, being of which is to possibly check upon one of my relatives, family members, or loved ones, or one of some such friends for that of my own personal household, or to take care of some such necessary business at hand for my own, physical health at a local hospital facility, or given an address, location within a neighborhood or community for the Central area. Here it is, I'm encountering him. Once again, whereas this time he has his car parked alongside the building, like he's saying, wait right there, I got something for you. I wasn't sticking around to find out as I went toward the local train station right across the street from the building, local train station associated with representing that being of a mass transit or public transportation system with all of this many different buses and trains. And was I'm having to call the police upon him for that particular hate crime to be compared on the other ones that he had caused me to come to experiencing. To at one time or another, he's running down the sidewalk right behind me. Waits till I leave the building to pull that crap. And whereas I was originally going to become part of ridership for the train station right across the street from the building, but I had to change my mind, take a tour, and catch a bus route. Rather instead, then I called the police on him again for the second time. To how at one time or another I ventured out at night for some such other reason, which is to take care of the necessary business I have for my own general physical health at a local hospital. Whereas upon coming back from one, I've been treated by doctors and nurses. Here it is. He's standing in front entrance and exit where the building, on his personal cell phone, where he could have possibly already had some accomplice crime, or homies there with him in the building, as well as he could have possibly been talking to one on the opposite end of a phone line. And whereas from there, I'm having to change my mind, the detour, and try to enter the building via one or two back doors. And whereas I barely made it, not a minute too soon, into my apartment. Whereas From there, he standing outside my apartment door after I unlocked and went in and closed it back and locked it back. He was standing outside my apartment door, cussing, swearing, misbehaving like he himself was practically, if not possibly, on the verge of kicking my apartment door in extreme violent, physical kind of way to attempt to do me some severe, serious hurt, harm, and danger of bodily harm, in which I barely managed to get off an emergency telephone call to the police, regardless of my cell phone dying at the same time recharging it. And whereas he himself has the habit of going in and out of this one back door to the building compared to the other one. Yeah, he has the habit of going in and out of this one back door more than the other one, regardless of his lock mechanism being jammed in these repairs, whereas therefore he would prop something in between the door and the border to make certain or to be sure that he can come and go as easily as he pleases, as well as he would have not any problem with the other back door being because there's nothing wrong with this lock mechanism, whereas it does not need any repairs. Okay. And so much for that conversation with this slight introduction, whereas this other neighbor from down here being the one who resides in the apartment above that of my own is misbehaving like one is attempting to replace the last main neighbor from down hell, especially when everyone pumps some such source or types of, poison toxic fumes or gases or different ones into my own units having to residents of apartment via either that of the ventilation system or the AC/DC wall socket, as some says get a long time too. Like say from there, from rendering me unconscious, to pumping still other source types of different gases into my place of residence and unit atmosphere apartment to keep me awake all night. And whereas upon quite a regular basis lately, once again, I find myself not only waking up late, starting my day off late, only after this character of William Slater-fulfilling nigga from down here would have kept me up all night. The same one that said in question, aforementioned, who is misbehaving like is attempting to replace the last neighbor from down hell character. And so much for that conversation. But anyway, moving right along to get to the original subject matter of topic discussion, as is regarding making reference to how this one dickhead prick wilderness left fulfilling nigga SOB bastard for a fast food place atmosphere for his premises probably as a public facility or somewhere down south, like say being the city of Houston, Texas, had unalived, as in murdered or killed another patient there, patronizing customer otherwise being of a white guy, who was merely trying to think to diffuse the situation, how this one black guy otherwise was arguing with some or such employees there, or certain ones and all of them, over a fish fillet sandwich, which himself claimed that he was missing one of his patties and how that he wants a refund the cash money paid for some such item product. To show you it here somewhere. And for this social media, where I had gotten that story from, of a real life legal criminal incident. And whereas this male character of a poop butt pissant criminal riffraff had unalived the white guy who technically had nothing to do with this fool engaging in an argument with some or such or certain employees there, whereas all he was merely trying to think to do is to diffuse the situation, and whereas the guy or fella that he had unalived is supposed to have been an attorney or lawyer, the white guy that this black guy had unalived. Here, let me show you. See, that's the black guy making reference to. Let's see, pull it up. Okay, hold on.
$1.41
Sorry about that.
Fun turned into a life sentence. It all started inside a McDonald's when Anthony Landry got upset over a filet-o-fish sandwich he said was missing a patty. He demanded a $1.41 refund, yelling at the staff. That's when another customer, Jeffrey Limmer, a 46-year-old attorney, stepped in to defend the employees and asked Landry to calm down. Instead of letting it go, Landry left the restaurant, went to his car, and came back armed. He opened fire on Limmer, leading to a fatal incident that shocked everyone inside. Fast forward to December 2025, a jury needed only 20 minutes to convict Landry in the deadly case. The very next day, he was sentenced to life in prison. What began with a missing fish patty ended with a customer losing his life simply because he tried to calm the situation. It's a tragic reminder of how quickly anger can turn destructive and how acts of courage in everyday moments can carry unimaginable risk. A $1.41 refund turned into a life sentence. It all started inside a Houston McDonald's when Anthony Landry got upset over a filet-o-fish sandwich he said was missing a patty. He demanded a $1.41 refund, yelling,
What a dumb fuck. You know what I'm saying, you all? A stupid, dumb fuck who have done that, you know? You know what I'm saying, you all? Like I said, what a dumb fuck. It don't make any fucking sense. None whatsoever. I'm sorry, I'm cussing and swearing like a drunken sailor thinking about this shit. But then, likewise, as I reflect on how this other dumb fuck motherfucker, a shithead piece of shit, nigger neighbor from damn hell for the cocksucker or bastard bitch upstairs continues to attempt to make my life a living damn hell to replace the last neighbor from damn hell of a local drug pusher of a poop butt, pissant of a pathetic nigger SOB bastard. Yeah. But anyway, though, that's what I have had to present onto y'all, being on the original broadcast of subject matter, or that to be considered a topic of discussion to be debated, or given arguments, different views and opinions, to be affiliated, associated with, and representing some such thereof the same as said question before mentioned. No, not about this one nigger neighbor from damn hell character who is attempting to replace the last main nigger from down here, Williams, that fulfilling nigga all the same. And as I think it's this one nigger bitch or nigger hoe who I had played the part of Good Samaritan for at one given moment in time, another by delivering one's personal medication or medicine. This is how this ungrateful nigger wants to show one's appreciation by attempting to replace the last main nigger name from down hell of a local drug pusher, But rather, I was making reference to the Williams Lab fulfilling nigger SOB bastard who had unalived white boy, who unfortunately was supposedly an attorney or lawyer who had gotten killed or murdered by this stupid, dumb, grape ape, poop up his and punk ass nigger piece of shithead, dumb fuck motherfucker. Anyway, though, I'm concluding by saying if you have not got Christ as your personal Lord and Savior, then hopefully you would think to accept them as you still can before you were to end up in the shithole or hellhole of the lake of fire down hell with the rest of the unsaved, sorry sons of a bitch and bitch holes or whatever race and whatever walks of life. Peace.